Yes, we are back. Back again in Train Sim World 6. Back again to do some more routes. And this time on the Mildmay line, where we're going to be taking a couple of trips. For those watching on the YouTubes, there'll be links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get the route. There'll be a link down there to the Twitch page where you can watch me live on Twitch doing all sorts of things. And a link down there to the Discord server as well. For those watching live, yes, a few minutes late because there's a 105 gig update for Train Sim World 6 that took about an hour to install and update. And even just now, where I've just started the game again, it's come up with an error that not all my DLCs will work. So we will see what happens. So yes, good evening to everyone that's in chat. And there's too many people because it's been scrolling too fast. So good evening to you all. I did have a plan to jump straight in, get myself ready in a train to do the thing, and well, that's fallen apart already, hasn't it? So we will jump in and do that thing. Let's find the Mildmay, which I've just gone past. London, innit? London Mildmay, innit? Right. We will have a look at the Voyager because it's... Oh, Jesus.
Does this mean I need therapy?
14 months does indeed mean you need therapy. Thank you very, very much for that, Sim. Yes, there is a Voyager run for this, which we will look at later. I want to start out, though, with the 378. And we're going to start from... we want to go the other way. We will do a light one. Stratford to Clapham. No. We want to go the other way. Clapham to Stratford. There we go. Which isn't going to be Clapham. It's going to be Thing. Oh my. This could be interesting. I'm confused. Let's find out what route this is going to be then. Is that what the Voyager looks like now? Yeah, probably. I'm guessing this is going to be from the place. Don't forget, I'm on a release candidate preview. Okay. So I'm not on the release version. I'm on a preview version. Okay, let's open those. Shove my thing in. Shove it. Okay, that's not working. Reverser into forward. Lights are on to day. Yeah. So we're here at the place I can't remember where it intersects with the West Coast Main Line. And we're going to take a run to Stratford then. Willesden Junction. No, Willesden Junction. That's where we are. Into what now? Yeah. Willesden Junction is where we are. So there's the tube down there. Doors are unlocking. Doors have indeed done the unlocking type thing. And we will make our way towards Stratford. Yes, I fired up the PC, saw there's an update, left it to it. And that was over an hour ago. Came upstairs, sat down. I was like, oh, what do you mean it's still updating? Right. Lock doors. So we're single-handed doodah. Right, Kensal Rise is the first stop then in a mile. Let's get going. Hi, Chef Lad. Yes, apologies if I didn't say good evening for everybody individually like I normally do. You're all saying hello and where am I while I was waiting for the stream to start. So it scrolled up. How very unprofessional of me. But greetings. Right, let's get going. So this goes past Gospel Oak as well, which is the bit where the Barking Riverside line goes to / from. So we sort of run alongside the West Coast main line a bit, which has now disappeared over there somewhere. We'll turn all that stuff on in a second. Let's just do that, do that, do that. There we go. Right, we're fine. We're okay. We can relax. Normal service is resumed. And make our way. So yeah, don't know what the Voyager thing is. There's obviously some layering. We'll have a look at that after this, because I don't know if the Voyagers actually would run down here, would they? I think they would. Would Voyager go from Stratford? Guessing they wouldn't run down here. We'll see. We might actually see one. Alright. Some stopping is now going to happen. Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. The month is the month. I think it was set to January, so who knows what's going to happen with the weather. Oh, God, don't go into emergency. Braking. $50-50, phone a friend. I'm all confuzzled now. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to get myself set up in this, ready to start the stream. I was prepared. I was sat here early. And now I'm all over the place than normally. More of the you know, more of it. Right, Bronsbury Park is next. Platform 2 at Bronsbury. There's another train. They do happen. Okay, has it forgotten some of my controls? Okay. I hope it doesn't affect the professionalism yet. The best laid plans of mice and men. The mice make plans? I'm guessing they do. And they have some sort of meeting? They have meetings. They sit around the table with an agenda. They take minutes of the previous meeting. I think there's been updates. So, well, I've got some of the controls set up on my farm sim panel. They seem to be working. Some of the controls set up on my throttles, which are working. And I normally have the reverser set on the gear shift to my G27. That's not working. So I think there's been some updates. They are blind. Only if there's 3 of them. Or could they be the mice from Bagpuss? We will fix it, we will mend it. I think I need to lay down in a dark room, that's one thing. Were they mice? They were mice, weren't they? Off the church organ. Yeah, with Professor Snaffle, Waffle. Hard day. Yeah, it has been today, actually. And yesterday. Always try and carry a bottle of water with you. Yeffle, was it? Okay. There's no need to call Nico Bagpuss. He's that sort of size, isn't he? Right, so we make our way to Stratford. Then we'll have a look at the Voyager thing and see what that's all about. And then we'll see Me, I don't know whether we get time to come back again in the overground, in the normal overground, wherever it is, the other train. You know, the other one, the one that isn't this one. They don't normally run on this one though, do they? Is it these on this line? I thought it's the other ones. The other one runs on the other line. Ooh, brakes. Brakes. Oh, that was fine. That was perfect. We have arrived here, at wherever this place is. Is that audio new? There's a lot of noisy people. It's like being on a bus in Omsey. I don't normally hear passengers. Or is that just external? Or maybe this update's killed something. The train's quiet, but the background audio, the people. Right, West Hampstead. J. Other letters of the alphabet are available. Tonight's stream brought to you by the letter J, the number 4, and the colour blue. Dry January, is that a thing? That was some... What was that? That was something diesely going above me. I don't really need a dry January. Ooh, braking. We have now arrived at West Hampstead.
Unauthorised points may be clamped or removed without warning. Short and long stay parking is available at this station.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of ambient audio. Up the ham. Hang on, is that a football term? The why are they hammers? It should be difficult to play football as a hammer, wouldn't it? West Ham. Oh, why don't they call them like the Porkies or something? The piglets. The rashers. Other bacon related terms are available. Or ham related terms. They play in Stratford. Okay, the Shakespeares. The Bards. Not out Stratford. West Ham are called the Hammers because of their origins as the Thames Ironworks and Shipbuilding Company. Thames Ironworks FC. Well, that makes more sense than being associated with ham. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler and all that crap that no one can remember past that bit. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. We are on time. Make a note of that. On time. We're not late. We haven't run a red yet. We are on time. I am intrigued to see if we do see a Voyager coming the other way. It's against the law. Time, yes. On a bed. Anyone ever actually bought time? Does anyone go into a supermarket and go, "Oh no, disaster! I've run out of time." Erudite, blimey! Nigel didn't go to a comprehensive, did he? You've got some dried thyme. I've never bought any herbs. No surprise there, really, is it? Why? No. I barely got salt in the house. Right, Ambient Heath. I've been there. We went through there on the bus the other week. We got off there as well once before. Time for the rabbits. The rabbits just sit like carrots and things. It's handy with chicken and rice. No! If you're having chicken and rice, you have chicken and rice. Maybe some peas. There's probably a thyme section. I have seen that, you know, the rack with little jars. Actually, I did buy curry. I haven't got any. I used to buy curry powder and chili powder. That's in those little the spice rack jar things. I thought rabbits go in a crock pot. You got to peel them first. Right, Ambient Heath is next in 700 yards. No, but yeah, so I used to add curry powder to beans. Gives your beans a bit of a kick, or a bit of chili powder if you're feeling adventurous. Even to gravy. Add a bit of curry powder to your gravy. Oh, wow, that gives it a bit of a... Anyway. Right, we've arrived at Ambient Heath. Oh yeah, onion gravy. I forgot that on Sunday. I had my chicken and chips on Sunday. It was only when I was sat on the sofa eating the chicken and chips, so I went, oh, for God's sake. I could start that again at the weekend. I was busy. Well, I wasn't. Well, I was doing my lunch for work while I was doing the chicken and chips. I know it takes you 5 minutes to make gravy. I forgot. I multitask while I cook. Well, while things are in the air fryer and in the oven. I had to use 2 separate cooking implements. I had chips in the air fryer and chicken in the oven. That's a lot of multitasking for me. Right, Gospel Oak is the next stop. Is it because I'm a dimwit? It's not very nice. It might be true, but it's not very nice. Thank you. Did I get the chicken from the cupboard? No, the freezer. Bing. Alright, 600 yards to Gospel Oak, which is the bit where it links to the Barking Riverside line, which is where we went before Christmas. We changed here. I think there were comments as to how it looked the same as in Train Sim World. Four weeks ago. Blimey, that's gone quick, isn't it? No, Trent's here. He's been in the bus company all afternoon, doing his Tuesday shift as well as his Sunday shift and his Monday shift. Oh, we did. We changed here, didn't we? We got off of the thing and got on the thing. And literally, I think as soon as we got off the train from Barking, we came down to this platform and a train came in to go into Stratford. It was like, that'll do then. That's a game you've not played for a while. That kitchen sim game. What? Cooking sim. No, I did the barbecue one, didn't I? Before Christmas, which was not very good. I'm waiting for that, for the multiplayer. You didn't drive on Sunday. Why didn't you drive on Sunday? Yeah, I think multiplayer in Cooking Sim. What I'll do when that comes out is we'll do. Well, it depends on who buys it. But if anybody buys it, I'll have them as a guest chef. So we'll do it as a couple of weeks and have me plus one other. He was Bruss Eels. I wasn't an eel. empty case of Brussels. Oh, okay. Where's Tony? He might make an appearance. I think he's waiting at Stratford. Invite Ed or Tiger for a veggie buffet. At least Ed's an actual vegetableist. Tiger isn't. We don't know what Tiger is as far as food. Doesn't do meat, doesn't do fish, doesn't do veg. We don't know what he survives on. Unlock doors. Vegetarian doesn't mean eating vegetables. It's in the title. It's in, you know, it's got veg in the. It's in the description. So what's the word for someone that doesn't eat meat, doesn't eat fish, doesn't eat veg? There's got to be. You could probably start a club. There's probably about 3 of you in the world. Pescatarian. No, they just don't eat fish, don't they? Yeah, that's probably right, Twent. That's probably white, Twent. Wait until 8:48 and 25 seconds. Google it. You Google it. Twent. You like some of my comments? Yes, there have been people. I didn't get that purifiers thing that came out recently for those watching live. Was AI generated. Explains a lot, really, doesn't it? Right, Camden Road. But there's a market there, isn't there? Camden Market.
Please ensure you have a valid ticket for travel. You will be expected to be.
Please ensure you have a valid ticket for travel. It was a tiger in the bathroom. It's like the talking cat. I could go, all right, but why? What? Oh, I'm going a bit faster on there. That's why I kept putting it off going out on YouTube. Yeah, that was just weird. I said one day, I said this last year when one day I almost need to just install some of the random games, like install some games where I've got less than like 5 minutes in them, and we'll just do a stream where I just show you the reasons that I've never covered these games. I think that might be a good random one day. Because there's a lot of games where I've put out on Random Sunday where I've got a couple of minutes in and I've gone, no, that's just so bad that I can't even put it out on YouTube. That Purifiers, I went, okay, I like cleaning games. They're quite good. I can see the logic in this. And I was too far in, really, to stop it. Because obviously I just hit record and go. And then it was like, no, this is bad. Okay, it turns out there isn't a term for tiger. There you go, see? Yeah, that was just... yeah. That got instantly uninstalled. I will do that. One day, I really enjoyed recently, mixing it up with some different games and some different stuff we're doing on the stream. So maybe, yeah, one day I'll install like a dozen of the games that I've got less than 5 minutes of, and we'll just do a stream of random games. So, I'll just start playing them on the stream, and we'll just go through them. Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. Speaking of new things, though, tomorrow, new game, which hopefully won't be 16 minutes. Moving simulator. starting a moving company. So that's tomorrow night. Thursday night we are carrying on with Power Wash Sim, doing some more of the wishy-washy. Friday night we are doing Prison Life 2, so escaping from or trying to stop people escaping from prison. Saturday night, some trucking and tunes. The last one for a while in the Frosty mod. Back in normal trucks this week, where you can play some music as well on Saturday night. And then Sunday lunchtime, we're back on the farm doing the farmy thing. Dropping a sofa on my foot. Yeah, it does seem as though you're on your own. It almost sounds like one of those games that would be good in multiplayer, which I'm sure we'll discuss tomorrow, because how would you move a sofa as one person? It's a moving game on Steam and free. I don't think it's free. A skateboard, that's no good. I can never skateboard. Alright. Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. Handy for sofas. Can sofas skateboard? Do they do the whole half pipe thing and the flicks and the whatever it is, you know? Who knew? What about hoverboard if they're modern sofas? Yeah, I do remember seeing that clip. Not when it first came out, obviously, but the Laurel and Hardy with the flight of stairs and the piano. It we're now arriving at Caledonian Road. So far, an event-free run. These always used to get Tony Hawks and Tony Hawk confused, because Tony Hawk was the guy that a brilliant book, Round Island with a Fridge, and he did another follow-up to that as well, which is quite good. And then there's Tony Hawks, the skateboardy bloke. Do you know the piano's on my foot? You hum it, I'll play it. Badum tish. Right, wait until 8:54 and 25 seconds. And not to be confused with Chesney Hawks, who can sing whilst moving a fridge round island on a skateboard. Right, Highbury in Islington. That sounds very posh, doesn't it? Where do you live? Oh, Highbury in Islington. Oh, I say. I mean, it's not. It's also getting a bit froggy. Oh, so it's full of... Yeah. Anyway. Football people. Watching a podcast today talking about football. It wasn't a football podcast, but the conversation came up about football and how corrupt it is and how corrupt FIFA are. Anyway, right, we're now arriving at Highbury in Islington. That's a red light. Do you think I'd honestly run a red light? I'm far too professional to be running red lights. 2026. The year of the professionalism. It was actually quite an interesting podcast. It was with John Oliver, the British comedian that I really like, that does his weekly show, and with Trevor Noah, the South African comedian. It was with them. It's like an hour and 3/4 interview. I got like an hour into it at lunch, and was quite enjoyable. I thought it was the year of the horse. Is it? Yeah, I've got a horse. I'm really enjoying, by the way. I watched 4 episodes last night. If anyone's a Gavin and Stacey fan, I can highly recommend going back and watching Stella with Ruth Jones. I just yeah, it reminds me of Gavin and Stacey. You know, almost set in one street, South Wales community. She's got a very dysfunctional family. There's a family living opposite where she lives that's got a donkey that lives in the house with them. And there's a guy that works in the funeral parlor that you can't understand. Literally, it's just words, but everyone else can understand him. And it's just brilliant. Yeah, Runaway is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That's definitely one to binge watch. I could almost see from that, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Yeah, I could almost see from that Ruth Jones would be really good in a Vera type role. You know, I was thinking when that came out, you know, how good would she be in a South Wales Vera type, you know, because she's got that something about. I loved her in Gavin and Stacey, and have seen a completely different side watching Stella. Yeah, James Nesbitt was good in that. Exactly. Don't pull the emergency cord. Just get off at the next station and collapse on the platform. Think about your fellow passengers and the fact you can receive a fine. Doors locking. Someone at work today was trying to convince me to buy a brand new MG because they've just bought one. And they spent a good 25 minutes talking to me, trying to convince me. I also had an argument with the guy on the phone, trying to get me to use his company. And eventually I just had to say to him, stop talking. And I put the phone down on him. And the guy that sits opposite me said, blimey. I said, yeah, he was annoying me. Cars in the garage tomorrow. I was nearly at the weekend. I was nearly going to contact the garage and say, you know what, don't bother. But it is going. It's going in. This is done. It's definitely getting a bit foggy out there. Dalston, Kingsland. Yeah, that's fine. I've budgeted for it. It's not a problem. It's only money. Oh, it should be a couple of hours, I should imagine. I've said to him it only needs the copper washer doing. If they have to replace, worst case scenario is replace an injector. That's an out, new injector in, reprogramming, done. I'll drop it off tomorrow morning at 8:30. I'll probably get back about 4 o'clock. Good excuse to leave work early. It's about a half an hour walk from work. Wait until 9:01 and 25 seconds.
Vehicles parked at unauthorized points may be clamped or removed available at
I'm sure after driving an auto again in 3 weeks' time, that it's going to make me really want an auto. So I can almost see me coming back from Germany and just buying something. Like, yep, that's an auto. Probably end up with a Peugeot 408 or something stupid. Right, Hackney Central is next. No, there'll be no difference in power. It's just a minor, it's literally a minor leak from the top of the injector. It's not affecting the running. It's not affecting the performance. I've not noticed it. It's the occasional smell of diesel if it's been running for a while. That's it. It's not like it's only running on 3. Right, Hackney Central is next. So yeah, when we finish Power Wash Sim, probably in the next sort of 3 weeks or so, I want to then, the evenings we're currently putting to Power Wash Sim, I want to use those to go back and finish off things like Left 4 Dead. We still got Ships at Sea we haven't done for a while. We got Snow Runner we haven't done for a while. We got Construction Sim we got to finish off. So there's loads of stuff to do. Me and Trent have got to have another attempt at Portal because we're so good at that. And then who knows what else we're going to get new this year, what's going to be interesting. Obviously Transport Fever 3, when that comes out, I'll definitely be doing that because that looks right up my street. There is a destruction sim. The thing is, the old version of Construction Sim, we hacked it so you could have more people. This one's just 4 people. You've been enjoying Truck and Logistics. I really like that. When we did it the other week, or before Christmas now, I forgot how good it was. And now, you know, it is improving with Track IR, you know, with forced feedback. It's definitely getting good. Again, I think that will struggle when we get rigids and things in ETS2. We do need to do more Snow Runner.
Smoking is not permitted in any part of this station or on trains.
And we got some more things which I want to try and encourage people that don't normally join in with the streams or haven't been able to join in with the streams. So things like Golfing with Idiots, like bingo that we had at the weekend, like we've got a quiz coming up. So stuff like that I enjoy doing and getting a lot of people in. So things like that will continue. Trucking, yeah, you know, we're doing it this weekend. And then, you know, until there's something new in trucking, that'll probably take a little bit of a backseat. Really enjoying the farming. We've been having discussions. The interesting way we started the farming stream on Sunday. I think you're going to see a few more things like that. The intermediate bit, you know, actual harvesting the fields and stuff. That's the serious bit. We'll carry on doing that. But I think like we used to do, going back to when Ducky was around. So, you know, we do the stream and then it just let rip at the end. So I think just bringing that bit of fun back, because thoroughly enjoyed that. You may see, maybe not for this weekend, but you'll certainly see over the next couple of weeks, combine harvester racing in Farm Sim. So that's going to be a thing. So, you know, we'll do the farming that we need to do, and then we'll just, you know, do something. And I think you haven't seen the last of things trying to jump the river. King of the Road. Did I cover that when it first came out? Or am I thinking of... There's a truck game that's been out for a long time. Should build a tractor race course. I've had some ideas. On the road. Yes, that's right. I've had some ideas about using one of the fields or a couple of the fields and almost doing like a tractor, like, not say a salt course, but, you know, we've got ramps. We can put some slaloms. We can probably put some water, you know. Right, Hackney Wick is next. Got the Parisian brasserie thing we still got to finish. Red Dead 2 in multiplayer. Want to do some more of that. Loads of stuff to do. It's definitely getting a bit fog-like out there. I put a sound mod in for the 378, which seems to have made it quieter. But I think maybe this update that I've had has removed all my mods. They will be squished frogs. Unfortunately, we're not going to France. Otherwise, you know, frog legs and all that. Froggies roasting on an open fire. Snails' shells also in the coals. It isn't one of those trains that the window's too small. Oh, what was that? Was the bom 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 bom. Paul McCartney, wasn't it? Boom, 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 boom. That was good. Yeah, 26 for another 2 weeks and 6 days.
Is a safety announcement. It is not permitted to cycle, skateboard, or rollerblade within the station building.
Oh, I was going to get me a skateboard out. I can't use skateboard. Cycle, no, I haven't got a bike. Rollerblades. I used to have some rollerblades. Bauer turbos. I have Bauer rollerblades and Bauer ice skates. Because, you know. Right, Stratford is next. Where it should hopefully be busy. Not to be able to see much. Next month's the Winter Olympics. I didn't see anything of the normal Olympics. Right, there is a red down hither. I'm also toying, for anyone that might be slightly remotely possibly interested, as we had an enjoyable day, albeit tiring one, last summer doing a day in London. I'd like to do another one. So we're probably talking July time to give people time. Right, we are arriving at Stratford. Yeah, and not have it be just a a travel fest. I'd like to go and maybe see some bits of London that maybe aren't that common to see. So almost do some suggestions. I could make it a weekend thing. Or I was thinking, like, you know, I've never been to Windsor. Never. I know it's very touristy, but I was thinking maybe you could go to Windsor. Well, not Legoland, where the castle is and stuff. Go to Soho. Again, it's things like that, isn't it? We did the whole transport-y thing last time, and that's fine. But it'd be nice to just go to London and just go and experience London. Yeah. Obviously, we're going away next month. I want to do something each month, albeit not big. Got nothing planned for March yet. Easter, I'm going up to Bakewell. Going to see Trenty. And then going to go up to Bakewell and get the Bakewell tart. So that'll be Easter Saturday. We're going to travel up Easter Saturday morning and then come back on Monday. Right, we have arrived at Stratford. We can't see anything. You booked 4 caravan holidays through the newspaper thingy. You can get some good deals with some of those, like the pound, whatever it is. It's your birthday, Easter Saturday. Must be a pain, because obviously Easter shifts every year, isn't it? So you can't guarantee that your birthday is going to be at Easter. Yeah, I want to do another. Last year we went away. The year before we went away a couple of times. We did the caravan thing with a group of us. And really like that, because you get to do stuff throughout the day and then sit in the evening and do the whole board games thing. And I really like those weekends away. Every time we do it, we go, that wasn't long enough, because you arrive on the Friday, you get Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and you leave on the Monday morning. So you only get 2 days, really. And it's like, oh. Right. So let's go back. Right, so we've got the Voyager. It's got a picture of it there now. So we've got the Voyager in there now. From Shap. So Stratford to Clapham, which isn't. So that's going to take us... We're going to have to try this, aren't we? What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the weather to July, just so we can see what else is about. Looking forward to that as well. Metro Rivals. Right. Master key on. Reverser into forward. Oh, we're in the Virgin livery. Right. So what have we got about here? It's always interesting to look here. So we got tube train in. We've got DLR in over here. We'll probably see a Lizzie line at some point. It's actually a really good place to do. You could almost do a virtual rail cam from here. But I think it become very samey. So here's a Lizzie line train. I wonder if we're going to see Lizzie line with the Great Western upgrade thing. Great Western Express Remastered. Yeah, so there's Lizzie Line. I hear a tube train. There it is. And there's a DLR. And you see Greater Anglia stuff coming in and going out as well. It's actually a really busy bit, this. So you see loads of stuff coming in and going out. But anyway, we better get back into our Voyager. What side of the doors? This side. So where are we stopping? Are we stopping anywhere? Yeah, Hackney Wick, Homerton, Hackney Central, Dalston Kingsland, Canonbury, Highbury and Islington, Caledonia. We're stopping at all... What? Why is there a Voyager stopping at all the stations? Huh? What? Why? That's just weird. This is an odd... It's actually going to Clapham. There's no way this would be doing that. Is there? Another Lizzie Line train coming in. Yeah, I hope when we get the Great Western... We'll do a few stops of this, because it just seems stupid doing the whole journey back again. Yeah, why is this... Here's a mod. It just seems a really weird substitution. Imagine being the driver of that other 378 going, wait, what? Was that a Voyager? Why is there a Voyager on this line? I'm all for, switching it up and putting putting trains where they shouldn't be. But this just seems odd. There you go. I think that's our thumbnail. That's going to confuse people. So it's only the 378s then that actually run on this line, because we can do it in the normal London Overground train as well. But they wouldn't necessarily run down here, would they? I don't know why they don't use one sort of train everywhere. Surely that'd be easier, wouldn't it? From a fleet management point of view. This just seems weird. Oh, brakes. Yeah, I don't know why it's here. People getting on going, I was going to Clapham. Fine, I'll get that and go to Clapham then. Why would it be here? I don't almost understand if this was like a diversion route for engineering works. Then then it was a case of, look, you're taking this along this line because the engineering works has got to come a different route round. I'd almost see that and go, okay, that's all right, fine. But this just wouldn't run down here. How bizarre, how bizarre. Those things on the doors say Clapham. I'm gonna have to have a look when we get to this station. I'll get out and have a look and see what the displays on the doors say. I know the front says Clapham. Next station, Homerton. Clapham Junction. Virgin used to run from Euston until Avanti took over. Well, Virgin are going to be back, aren't they? Because they want to do Eurotunnel services. That's going to make things interesting. They're going to have to do something with St Pancras then to upgrade the capacity. Because at the moment it's ridiculous. In 2030, that's because of engineering and where they're going to go and get the trains maintained and stuff. Yeah. Clapham Junction. It's where we're going. It just seems really, really weird. When they talk about using Ashford, I've stopped at Ashford. Was it Ebbsfleet? I got off at one of them, and we had to wait like 25 minutes for the next train because, you know, ticking off stations and things, and we were literally the only people there. They stopped there because it's people who do use it. Imagine from a commuter point of view, because there's a huge car park there. But they stopped stopping there at COVID, didn't they? Because there's originally going to be stopping at Stratford, which is why Stratford's international, but no international train has, I think, has ever stopped at Stratford. So if I was South Coast or South London and was travelling to France, I think I'd rather drive to Ebbsfleet or Ashford, park the car, and then just board the train there than go for all the faff of the cattle pen that is St Pancras. Yeah, I think it's going to be great for competition, because at the moment Eurostar have got it sewed up, in they, and you know it's not that expensive. I was actually surprised when we first looked at doing Eurostar last year. We got tickets for 39 quid each way, and they were down to like £35 to Brussels, which is stupid considering, you know, that's a 2-hour trip. You're going from one country to another country for £35. You're guaranteed a seat, a really nice seat. You've got plenty of room for luggage. It's a quiet, comfortable service, pretty much on time for 35 quid. For me to get from here to London, you're paying twice that, and it's a 50-minute journey, and you're not guaranteed a seat. I just think it's ridiculous. I know it's different with Eurostar because you check in. And obviously, you know, other train companies won't stop selling seats. Won't stop selling tickets for a journey, you know. They'll just cram people in. But yeah, you can't fault the prices of Eurostar. Right, Dalston Kingsland is next. Yeah, it's been going a while. I don't know why it took me so long to actually go on it. I've been on the Euro Tunnel, but last January was the first time of going on the Eurostar. And it won't be, well, it was still my last. I went again in February, now going again next month. And it won't be my last time this year. Because again, obviously with Brussels, we're going to run out of time to just explore Brussels. I went to Antwerp last February and really liked Antwerp. And with the cost of hiring a car and the ease, and travelling around Brussels by train was really cheap and efficient. I think we went all the way out to Knock, out by on the coast, and it cost like £7 or something. Oops. It's fine. The back doors of the carriage are open. I still don't understand why this thing's on this route. Right. Do we... I've got an idea. We can either take this all the way down to something like Gospel Oak and then bring something back. The only problem with bringing something back is that's going to be the 378 again. Or what we can do is we can go to the next station, relinquish this service, let the AI take over this, get the next train back to Stratford, and then go back to the menu and come back in the 710, is it? The other Overground train, and bring that back to Willesden Junction. Obviously this year we're going to be getting an extension to this down to Richmond, which is going to add on about another 15 minutes, I think someone said. It's actually going to make this route about an hour then down to Richmond. So that's going to be quite interesting. I hope eventually we also get the extension down to Clapham, because that would tie up really nicely then with the London to Brighton. Because that would make Clapham really busy. Whether that's why they're not doing it. Damn it, we just missed one. I was going to give up this and then wait for the next train, and we've literally just missed one. Or do we just give up this and then go back to the menu? I think we do that. Because this just seems weird. Right, what we'll do, let's open the doors. This ticket's £95 to go to Amsterdam. Yeah, it's an extra about 2 hours on from Brussels, I think. Which again, really looking forward to.
But smoking is prohibited at
Yeah, 42 hours to Brussels. Well, I've just had an email from, bless me, Dovetail, to say the Avanti West Coast 805 is coming soon to Train Sim World 6. The 805 joins other members of the 8300 family in Train Sim World, including East Coast Main Lines 801 and Riviera Lines 802. So the 805 is coming to the West Coast Main Line. And 2 new 2025 era timetables, all new modern bi-mode unit for Avanti West Coast. So you're going somewhere and you're not. Right, let's go back to the menu. Let's come back in and then use the other Overground train then. And we'll start from Stratford again and then basically do the same route and go back down to the place. Right, London Overground, Timmy Table, 7:10 from the... Oh, hang on, we can't. Okay. That's interesting. So Hampstead Heath to Willesden. Okay. At 11 o'clock at night. Okay, nighttime run. That's an elephant. That's dark. I can't see. The lights are on. Okay. It's dark. It's dark. Stop as indicated. Okay. What's with the elephant? What the? No one warned me about the red, did they? Did you warn me? No. Was there a warning going, Stevie, there's a red there? Professional. Yeah, professional. Red. Yeah, thank you, Michael. I'm guessing we got to wait for this train here. If only it had been on the screen. Look.
TPWS operational.
Yeah, I'm guessing we got to wait for that train there to leave. Yeah, thank you, Sim. Is it going to go? We've got 15 minutes to do 4 miles. So how long is it actually going to keep us waiting here? That's the 23:24 to Barking Riverside. Hang on, where are we then? Oh, it's Gospel Oak. Why are we sat at the side of Gospel... What? So that's going to go that way. Yeah, we're at Gospel Oak. What a weird place to start. Hang on, so we're not waiting for that then, because that's... Hang on, waiting for that train to come in over there, look. That's what we're waiting for. Right, yeah, so that leaves. Sort of? No, that's got a red. Oh, we're just going to go. There we go. It's no longer a red. We're safe. Is a red on there, though? Yeah, we had to wait. We've got to cross over here. So we're taking... Have we got any passenger? Stop at Willesden Junction. Okay. So just an empty stock move then down to Willesden. Still don't know why the Voyager was on this line. Streams coming up tomorrow night. Something new. Going to be doing moving simulator, where we'll be, you know, moving things.
TPWS operational.
Why have you put the brakes on? Really, it's going to time me out now, isn't it? Right, we've been put into a naughty corner. Tomorrow night moving professional. Tomorrow night moving simulator. Thursday night we're doing some power wash sim, carrying on with the power washy in the multiplayers. Friday night is Prison Life 2, more escaping from prisons. Saturday night some trucking and tunes, and then Sunday lunchtime back on the farm doing the farming type thing, and then more things next week. I want to do Southeastern. I'm going to do Southeastern High Speed in this, but I'm probably going to wait till after we return from Brussels before I do that. So that won't be that might be the Tuesday night after the birthday stream on the Monday. We might do Southeastern High Speed. The week before, so 2 weeks time, I'm going to do the one with Wuppertal in. So next week I might do the Dutch one, because we're going to go on a bit of a Dutch railway thing. So I might do the Dutch one next week. Really? It's still timing me out. There we go. Yeah, so I might do the Dutch line next week with that weird train. And then we'll do the Wuppertal, and then we'll do something. There's a route I'm going to be doing on my birthday stream that I can't discuss yet. But you'll know about it before my birthday stream. So that's going to be 3 weeks today. Yeah, 3 weeks today will be my birthday stream. No, 3 weeks yesterday. It's Tuesday today, isn't it? 3 weeks yesterday. I'm really confused. And then, yeah, there's a lot being announced in February by Dovetail. So get your wallets ready. That's all I'm going to say is get your wallets ready. Be prepared, like a good Boy Scout or Girl Guide, depending. But yes, looking forward to what's being announced. Obviously, in April, we've got Metro Rivals coming, which is the multiplayer game, which I think is going to be some good fun. Think of it like Crazy Taxi on rails. So it's set in a sort of New York subway environment, where there's 2-track sections and 4-track sections. So 2-player multiplayer or 4-player multiplayer, where you've got to race to get to stations to pick up passengers. I think that's going to be something different, and I think it's actually going to be really good fun. So looking forward to that in April. And lots of stuff to come. We've got the Tsunami line coming. We've got the other bits of West Coast Main Line coming, and more. So I think it's going to be quite a good year for Train Sim World this year. $14.99 for the 805 thingy. I don't know if they got release date yet. I wonder if that was my update. Oh, 27th. So next Tuesday. Oh, that could be handy. There could be a... There may, sorry, Nige, there might be a stream next Monday then. I might have to do the 805 on West Coast Main Line. On the Monday after I planned the stream. As a preview tomorrow. I wonder if that was my update. I haven't had my time to look at the Dovetail servers today. But I'd normally get notified. Alright, there is a red after this station. See, I prefer this overground train. From a train to drive point of view, I prefer this overground train because you can see where you're going. So this is the one that runs to Barking, which is why we were on the Barking Riverside line. So I'm guessing this has come out of service. So it would actually come down here. There is a red incoming. Incoming! Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to do meetup-wise this year. I said the Bakewell weekend isn't really a meetup thing. You know, if anyone's interested in a day around Bakewell on Easter Sunday, then, well, yeah, we can. But I'll certainly do something in London. I'd like to go back to the Isle of Wight. We ran out of time on the Isle of Wight. Where is Bakewell? North of... sort of Buxton way, just a bit north of Nottingham. I'm staying in Derby. Yeah, Peak District. I'm booking a hotel in Derby, where we stayed last time, which is not far from Timmy's. You can walk to Tim's, which we did for breakfast, which is very pleasant. So yeah, I'd like to go back to the Isle of Wight this year. We did it beginning of last year. And ran out of day, and we did the ferry as well, which was great, doing the ferry from Lymington. So we got the train to Lymington, which included the ferry, and it was really cheap. And we went across on the ferry, which is like half an hour, and then did we get an all-day bus ticket thing? I think we did, for the buses around the Isle of Wight. And again, we've run out of time. So I'd like to go back to the Isle of Wight. We did the hovercraft last year. Year before last? Again, that can be fairly cheap.
Contact a member of station staff.
And so yeah, I'd like to do something in London in July, and then probably something September. Yeah, I don't want to go to Chatsworth House. That doesn't interest me at all. Yeah, we did do the Isle of Wight line. You will be seeing a board game stream in May. So we haven't done that since some point last year before last. Yeah, I like the Isle of Wight. I like to do Jersey. Well, again, one of the discussions we had where we ended up going to Cherbourg for the day was to do a return trip to Guernsey that you can do from Weymouth. I think that only runs in the summer. They do it as a day trip from Weymouth, no, Paul to Guernsey. And that was like 40 quid return on the ferry, and you get like 4 hours in Guernsey, and then you come back again. We did do the Heights of Abraham. Again, we run out of time, and because everywhere I went for like the last couple, for the couple of years or 2.5 years, I was going out around the country. I'm not saying it was all about trains and train stations, but it was a theme. So every time we went somewhere, it was always trying to incorporate that into the day. Whereas, I actually quite like just going somewhere to explore the somewhere. And every time we do days out, every time we do trips, we run out of day. And I'm sure we will when we go to Wuppertal and go to Amsterdam. After that weekend, it'll be, where did the weekend go? Yeah, that's one of those things, that the tramway museum. I like a tram, but my only hesitation with that is it's like a mile-long bit of track. And I'm not knocking the museum. I'm not knocking the enthusiasm and the people that are devoted to it and stuff. But how long would you be there? And how many trips up and down would you take before you go, really? That's why the whole Preserve Railway thing doesn't really do it for me. We went on one up that way, didn't we? Matlock Way. And my God, it was just trundling along for like 10 miles an hour for about 8 minutes. And it was like, is that it? Beamish is interesting. I think because there's a lot of historic stuff there. But it's not about one thing. I think that would actually be quite interesting to go to. One other place on my list is Leyland. Up in Lancashire, there's the Leyland Commercial Vehicles Museum. But you'd want to incorporate that with something else. Right, so we're going to stop as indicated. The Black Country. Change power mode? What? Okay. Well, if I could see. Where is my power mode? one of these, isn't it? Aha. There we go. Shoes down. There we go. We now have our shoes down. Stop at Willesden Junction, platform 2. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Brooklands as well. Again, our ex-comrade lived not far from Brooklands. Did we go there? No. Because they've got a bus museum there, they've got a Concorde there, and they've got obviously the racing track, the banked track. Isn't there a BMW or Mercedes Benz World or something there as well? Into the Bay platform at Willesden Junction. How controversial. Stop as indicate. What? Okay. Hang on, we got to change ends. Oh, this could be interesting. Right. Okay. Key out. Tail lights on. We'll be professional. There we go. So yeah, so lots of things I want to do this year. I really want to do my Spain ferry trip as well. So I've got to, get on with it. Right, shove my thing in. Shove that in forward. Stop as indicated. Right, we have a green. We have a 15 mile an hour. They are bright. It's unusual as well, isn't it? Honestly, so we just came down from there and now we're going round here. This really rings a bell to a video I've done recently. What was that in? I got so much stuff I've pre-recorded that's coming out over the next like 6 weeks for YouTube. Shunter. Me and a shunter. No, it wasn't the first train a day. I did some shunting, which I don't normally do. Alright, stop as indicated. Change the power mode again? Okay. Put my pants up. I mean, definitely intrigued as to why we're... So we've gone from overhead to shoes back to overhead. Where the heck are we going? Going into the depot. Alright, we're stopping down here. Just into a siding. Yeah, it was third rail back there. I reckon we're going to have to change ends again, you know. I like this. I'm not normally a fan of sort of shunting a... Hang on, why is it... Okay. Why does it think I've come in on that? Right. You have reached the edge of the represented area. You told me to come here. That's where it told me to come. Okay. I wonder why it was set at an odd angle as well. Yeah, that wasn't tested, was it? Right. I don't normally do scenarios. I thought rather than do a full timetable run, what I'll do is we'll have a look at... Join a driving instructor on a route learning run from Stratford to Willesden Junction, covering key operational details, speed limits and points of interest along the Mildmay line. Okay, this could be good fun. Let's do some route learning. And see what it tells us. Should really have done this first. Yeah. Oh, rather brief look at Metro rivals. Good to see you. I'm your driving instructor for today's route learning service. Take controls of this Class 378 Overground train driving from Stratford to Willesden Junction. Along the way, I'll guide you through some key operational points, signals, speed limits, and give you insights into the route and the... Oh, okay. Fine. Don't let me finish then. Stratford is one of London's busiest transport hubs, especially after its redevelopment for the 2012 Olympics. We've got services from all over calling here: London Underground, National Rail, and of course London Overground. From here you'll see trains heading towards destinations like Shenfit. What? Give you time to read it? Blimey, McCharlie. Yeah, I think they need to have that on screen a little bit longer. Oh. Yeah, can you please get me a chance to... You look really cramped sat there. And the seat isn't folded down. You're hovering. Are you farting? Is that what you're hovering there? Set the reverser to neutral. I'd put it in forward because I want to go forward, don't I? Press and hold the aux on button. I've never pressed that before. Oh, that's new. AC system select. Okay. And pants up. Headlights to day running. And reverser into forward. Oh, windows already down. Apply some power to get moving. All right. Easy, Tiger. Right. Stop. Oh, go via is indicated. Where are we going then? Yeah, we're not moving. Oh, yes, we are. Not very rapidly. Yeah, that thing's a slide as well in the distance, isn't it? You can actually go down it. Slidey thing. I bet it's expensive. That was done for the Olympics. Why is this thing so slow? We have wheel slip there. Yeah, something's not right with this. Handles off, reversing forward, but going downhill, yet we're slowing down. And we have wheel slip at 16 miles an hour. Okay. There we go. The brake's fully off. Yeah, it's a single handle thing. So handles in P1. Slide is 17 quid. Just for one go down a slide. Blimey. I like a slide, but 17 quid? Right, you're now going to tell me where to go, or are you just going to give up on me now? Oh, as we leave Stratford, let's go over the signalling system you'll be working with. The North London line is equipped with 4-aspect LED signals, a common setup on Britain's rail network. These signals provide 4 different aspects: green, yellow, double yellow, and red. How's anyone supposed to read that quickly? Fine. We won't read about the signals then. Surely. Oh, we're coming up on Hackney Wick now, and there's a speed restriction ahead. The line speed will drop to 25 miles an hour through this section and continue around the curve after the station. Be sure to reduce your speed in time. As this lower limit is enforced until we clear the curve. You've got to read quicker. I don't think I could read that. It's narrow Hackney Wick. The area is used as industrial terror hub and has seen lots of red development recently. Eventually, the 2012 Olympics. As you pass through, you maintain your speed 25 miles an hour. We'll pick up once we get around the bend. Oh, now you leave it there. Yeah, I think no one... I do wonder sometimes with some of these scenarios and things that you do, like some of the training, do people actually put it out and then test it? Like some of the route timings and stuff you see on some of the routes. Like, has anybody actually tried this route to see if this is realistic or not? Has anybody done this and gone through it afterwards and gone, no, that's fine? I know people read at different speeds, that's fine. What I would have preferred there is the ability then, because you've got a mouse or you've got a controller, to have to then read it and then click something to acknowledge you've read it. I think that would have been preferential in that. Well, the brakes aren't on anymore. I wonder if it was applying the brakes to stop me speeding. So I wonder if the AI or woman over there has got a little bit of control. So we're not actually stopping anywhere. It's route learning, I suppose, isn't it? We're not learning about stopping. It's like when you start driving lessons, isn't it? It's like, today we're going to drive in a straight line. A couple of weeks' time, we're going to negotiate a roundabout. First lesson, clutch control. Need to learn about stopping, yeah. I wonder if there's a lesson for that. Okay, it's not telling us what to do now. We're going to get any... Oh, yeah. Coming up on Hackney Central now, this station serves as an important interchange with Overground services heading towards north from Liverpool Street. You also see some greater angular services passing through. It can get quite busy during peak hours with commuters transferring between routes between Hackney Central and Dalston Kingsland. You'll be... Grr. No one can read that quickly. Faster. That's what he said. Right, we're still got to go via... The chat blocks out the instructions. Well, stop talking. It's quite simple. If you stop chatting, you'll be able to read them. It's your own fault. You bring this on yourself. Ready? Stop chatting. As you leave Dawson Kingston, make sure you drop your speed to 40 miles an hour. Here we're joined by the East London line, which is electrified using third rail instead of the overhead wires. This line heads further south towards key destinations like Clapham Junction and East Croydon. The speed limit will stay at 40 miles an hour until something. We'd miss you. Girl, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, who is that? God, who sang that? That was a tune. That wasn't Terence Trent D'Arby, was it? Anyway. Right, so we're joined by the third rail line here. That was Milli Vanilli, was it? See, Nigel's also 26. Hardly listened to any of the music that was being played today. I was so busy today from when I got in. Pretty much right up to the end of the day. Radio was on all day, but I didn't really pay attention. Right, more go vias. We're not really learning much about the route, are we? They're not really saying, right, you know, this is your braking point for this station. You know, in wet conditions, brake earlier, which is what you would be doing with route learning. Someone took some ammunition into the charity shop. I bet they had to call the police. Highbury in Islington is one of the busiest stations on this line, connecting to the Victoria Line and National Rail services. It also marks the northern terminus of the East London Line. Passenger load times can be longer here, especially during peak hours. As we leave, keep your speed steady. Steady. You're 28 and love listening to Gold Radio. A lot of people's musical taste comes from your parents. We're approaching Canonbury Junction now. This section of the route splits from 2 tracks to 4, allowing us to pass any waiting freight traffic that might be on the line. This area often sees freight trains waiting on the side, especially during peak times, and passenger services take priority. Yeah, a lot of musical influences come from your parents when you're growing up, obviously, because you're listening, you know, in the car, you're listening to what they want to listen to. But maybe not so much now with headphones and people having their own like phones and stuff. But of an older generation, you know, music when I was growing up in the house was always my folks' music. In the car, it was what they listened to. Then I got influences. Yeah, everyone hates your musical taste, Trent. Then it was my brother's musical influences. So my older brother, up from me, got me into Bon Jovi and Def Leppard because that's who he was into. Brother up from that was into Dire Straits and Queen. So that was, while he was still living at home, that was an influence. So you do take on interests from other people. For me, the first artist I found of my own that no one else in the family, not saying no one else in the family hated, was Billy Joel. I started listening to a couple of his songs on the radio when I was younger, and then just got completely engrossed in Billy Joel. Then it was Garth Brooks, and more recently, obviously Joe Bonamassa. But I really like listening to a variety of music. I love it when, well, I posted a song in the Discord the other day, an artist that just cropped up. I love coming in the house. I know it's easy now with the smart devices, but I just come in the house every night and say, Amazon device, play some music. And it will just play me things based on things that I might like. And I really like listening to new stuff. We're approaching Camden Road now, where the speed limit drops to 20 miles an hour as we approach the station. Camden is a vibrant and culturally rich district in London, known for its eclectic markets. Yeah, and obviously our ex-comrade eventually really liked Billy Joel, was listening to a bit of Garth Brooks, liked the Eagles, and got me into some artists that I hadn't listened to before. Larwood got, when we used to play songs on the trucking and tunes, would play stuff. He got me into Rammstein, which I'd never thought, never thought I'd be listening to German rock music. So I really like listening to a real eclectic mix of music. There's not many genres that I don't like. Rap, not a hope in hell. I quite like listening to a bit of classical. Opera I've never really got into. I'd love to get into jazz more. But yeah, I'm not generational when it comes to music. Barry, when we're doing trucking and tunes, Barry will stick on some Glenn Miller. And that's stuff from the 1930s and 1940s that I grew up with because that was my parents' generation. And I love it. I could just sit and listen to that sort of stuff now. And in the mornings on the radio, bloody, things like Pink Pony Club and stuff get played. And I like that. So I think I'm really lucky as a generation that I've got this back catalogue of really good music, but can also appreciate modern music. My niece from Birmingham, who's older than me, although I haven't heard from her for 6 years, would only listen to 80s and nothing else. Wasn't interested in anything other than the 80s because that's the era she grew up in. So even 6 years ago, she would be listening to Heart 80s, and the only music she has on in the house is 80s. Not interested in anything new. I don't think I could cope with that. God blimey, that is a good one from the 80s. So yeah, I like having that, the Amazon device show me new music. I do miss having, the ex-comrade, because he would occasionally send me something and go, I think you might like this. And even if it was from a modern artist, which is quite nice. But yeah, you don't be afraid of listening to new music. Don't try and trap yourself in one genre, because you might be surprised that there's other stuff out there that's really good. And there is a lot of good music. There's a lot of bad music out there. There's a lot of good music. We're approaching Gospel Oak, where the speed limit will drop to 20 miles an hour before we reach the station. This area marks the beginning of the Suffragette line, which branches off towards Barking. Ruff. This line was recently electrified and is now operated by Class 710s. Yeah, I used to like going in a record shop. There hasn't really been much route learning. Yeah, there was something I was watching on YouTube. No, it was the interview. I started watching it and then realised I'd already watched it with Richard Porter from Top Gear. That was talking about when Top Gear came back in 2002, that it was still the era where to watch something, you were pretty much in the house to watch it. And it was one of those things that Top Gear was on 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and most people that liked the show would be in the house in front of the TV at like 5 to 8, and I was like, right, I've got Top Gear's on, I am going to get myself ready, you know. I'd be sat on the sofa at 5 to 8 with a beer to watch Top Gear. And it was only those sorts of shows, and probably recently you've had the celebrity, I'm a celebrity idiot, get me out of here thing, where people will watch it live. And it was the same with music. The only way you would listen to hear new music would be on the charts. You know, people would listen to the charts on a Sunday night to hear where their favourite track was, or you'd hear new music on the radio, and it'd be publicised going, oh, we're going to play the new track from whatever after the news at 9 o'clock, and you'd be gutted if you couldn't listen. And there was no listen again. You couldn't go back and listen to it. There was no internet to be able to find out what the song was they played. So people would, you know, phone in the radio station or whatever and go, what was the song you played after 9 o'clock? Nowadays, though, which is a good thing, you've got all this stuff available to you instantly, but I think it does take away from the fact that you're limited as to what you're being introduced to. Unless you just listen to music on shuffle or on random, just play music, and you're not listening to a predefined playlist, because if you're listening to a predefined playlist, where are you getting the new stuff from? I love listening to new stuff. YouTube does a really good job of showing you things that you might like based on things you've watched, and I love that. I like, you know, after the streams, now what I spend the last hour of the evening doing is just flicking through that home section on YouTube and finding something that might be of interest. It's great to go, actually, this is, I wouldn't have normally watched this sort of thing. This is quite cool. I dread to think the poor people that stumble across my content. Oh, you like trains? You like a bit of gaming? Here. Or like last Sunday's farming. You like farm sim? They're normally relaxing. That's how you discovered me on YouTube. I've really been enjoying putting out YouTube content recently. There's a lot of stuff to come that I've pre-recorded. I've got to stop myself because the farming stream we did on Sunday is going out on YouTube on the 20th of March. So I've got to stop doing stuff for YouTube. It is. YouTube is getting more viewers than the BBC. And I understand why. There's some really, I'm not promoting my own stuff, but there's some really good stuff on YouTube. I'm actually toying with, not just because of jet lag, but I'm actually toying with, because I like long form content. You know, I almost like, you know, that documentary style content. So I'm thinking of looking at something like Nebula to look at longer form, you know, real collated content, because I think YouTube is that, or, you know, streaming services are just hitting the nail on the head. I can almost see it being the end of terrestrial TV. Oh yeah, I saw that, Sim. I never actually watched the video saying that you'll need a TV license soon to be able to watch YouTube. No, because it's internet based. How can you have a TV license for watching something on your phone? Unless they're making individuals. I've got a TV license. I'm one of these people. I pay it monthly. I've got TV licenses in the house that go back to a radio license that my folks had in the 50s, I want to say. And they probably were a collector, probably, because every year they added to them. So I've got really old TV licenses, I think from back when they were living in London. So yeah, it's 14 quid a month. Although I don't watch much on the BBC, I listen to BBC Radio. I'm happy with that. Anyway, it's not the point. There is so much good stuff out there. I've gone from, I know people like watching short form content, which is why YouTube Shorts are a thing. YouTube Shorts annoy me. No, I don't want to watch something that's a minute long. I like sort of 20-minute videos. I get annoyed sometimes where people that I like put out content that's like 6 minutes long, because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna. I want to sit down with a cup of tea, and watch your content, and you put out a 6-minute video. Yeah. So I really like longer form content. Something about an hour is something you've got to get the time for, isn't it? Right, there's a video there. It's an hour long. I'm going to wait until I've got an hour and I can sit down and really focus on it, like you would do with a proper TV show. That's why I, consciously try and do a mix of stuff. I don't normally do anything for about an hour, but 20-minute videos. There's some 10-minute videos that I do for YouTube. The streams are generally about 2 and a bit hours long that no one ever watches. Yeah, I couldn't cope with 4-hour videos or 2-hour videos. Sometimes some of the channels I watch do, and then we'll put out like a 2-hour video. That interview I was watching today with John Oliver, that's an hour and 50 minutes. I thought, great. I'll watch some of it today and some of it tomorrow. I got fed up with Auto Alex. I don't know. There's just something about him now. Now he's gone out on his own. Again, I think he's one of those that's got a bit... big-headed's the wrong word. I will do something one day with the people that I follow on YouTube and the reasons why. Even if I just do a video for YouTube, going, these are the people I follow on YouTube, because I couldn't really show content because that gets you into all sorts of issues. So I think just me doing a quick YouTube video of, right, these are the people I follow, and this is why. And this is the sort of content they do, because there's such a variety of people I follow. A lot of them are people that everyone probably follows. But again, from a community point of view and a friend's point of view, and I'm not going to say about missing our ex-comrade, but it's quite nice when you've got a couple of people that will watch, like there's a lot of us in the community that will watch Jetlag, and it's quite nice where we're watching it and then it's going, oh yeah, I guess where they were, and it almost becomes a conversation, which is the sort of thing that I wanted with the entertainment server. And to have that again, for me to share who I watch, there may be someone else out there that goes, actually, yeah, I watch that guy or watch that channel, it's really good. And to sort of get that conversation going, or someone go, actually, that guy looks really interesting. I'm not doing it in a way of promoting, helping boost their channels, but just as an interest thing, as to this is who I watch, and these are the reasons why. Like I did with the TV shows thing, these are the shows I watch, and this is why I watch them. Well, that was definitely some route learning, wasn't it? Is that going to... That brings us to the end of our journey for today at Willesden Junction. From here, the line actually splits and continues further south. One branch heads towards Richmond, while the other takes down to Clapham Junction, one of the busiest stations in Europe. Good job today. Right. Have you suitably learned this route now? Do you feel knowledgeable? Yes. I'm not going to do a lot of the next service, but rather than finish too early, I know I started a little bit late, we'll do the first couple of stops of a proper early morning service rather than have the waffling. We'll actually do some stopping. I think talking about TV shows is route learning. You all know that I've got a passion for entertainment and TV shows and stuff. Good morning, welcome to your shift. Today you'll be driving an early morning service from Willesden Junction to Stratford. Head over to... Maybe don't give you time. I should be walking across the tracks, should I? Hang on, there's the pathy things here, isn't there? It's fine. Climb aboard. Master key is on. Reverse-y is in forward. No. Oh, God, no neutral. It's going to make me to do the whole setting up thing. Oh, it is as well. I've never done this before. All right, put my pants up. Night swimming forward. All right, apply some power edge to get moving. All right, stop as indicated. So we have started in the depot. So yeah, I did talk about it over Christmas, but one thing I'd like to do, which I'll think I mentioned in the Discord as well, is to almost bring back something we did years ago. For anyone interested, is to either do like a Sunday night watch along, or do like a weekly film club. Change back. What's the point of going it? Okay, no, fine. Set the marker lights. What? Okay. Have I got to... Okay. No, I've got to change ends. Fine. We'll change ends then. I literally moved it like 50 feet. Blimey, that's a long one. Open the windows as well, that end. Right, fine. Hang on, open the windows. Thank you. Master key to on. Reverser into neutralis. DC. Shoes down. Headlights tonight. Yeah, not to you, Nika. Forwards. Apply some power. Stop at Willesden Junction. As the actress said to the choir boy. We've got no power. we going into the bay? Why are we so... I've never gone into the bay at Willesden Junction. We're going to have to change flipping ends again, aren't we? Is this the bay? Oh, it's not the bay. Yeah. Why is it putting me in the bay again? Set the reverser into neutral. Surely you should put the tail lights on, shouldn't you? Oh, I suppose it'd be on auto, wouldn't they? Yeah, okay. Reverser to off. Key off. Go down the other end again. Ah, passenger noise is outside though, look. It's got the windows open. You can't hear him in here. Well, yeah, at least the windows are open. Okay, no, the display's going. It's like, yeah, we were just here. Right, master key on. Reverser forward. Oh, sorry, neutral. Headlights. Night swimming. Reverser into forwards. Unlock doors. What's up inside, are they? We go left. There we go. Blimey, that was a lot of faffing about. By the time we get to our first stop, I'll end the stream. Passengers are loading. Always surprises me. I've been on trains in and out of London and like across London at like 6 o'clock in the morning and also at like 11 o'clock at night. They're always busy. So where are all these people going at this time? Hang on, stop as indicated. You don't seem to be going anywhere. Did I bring my pants down? Train. Reversing forward. What? Why? All right. DC system select. Shoes down. The door's locked. Yeah. Yeah, we've definitely got... Okay. We went in. Fine. Ah, there we go. I hear the aircon. No, aircon's just powered up. There we go. But I went in on DC. Oh, there's a red. Why are we... Hang on, we've just opened the doors. Surely we're not going to let passengers on and then turn around. Are we? You wouldn't... Would you? You wouldn't do that, would you? Ah, I got to pull my pants up. Not wearing any, but I'll put them up anyway. There we go. We have made the switch. So you come out of there on... Okay. I think they just extend the overhead a bit further, wouldn't you? All right, there we go. We'll get as far as Kensal Rise. Yeah, not a bad route. The only problem is with the overground routes is there's not... I like the overground route on the West Coast Main Line because I think there's more going on because of the line you're on. These two, there's not a lot else going on, which is realistic, I suppose. But they're not bad routes. It could be, yeah, something that's stopping overheads going that far. So crossover, bit of power. We can't afford electricity. It is cool that these things will do both. Yeah. Because normally you don't start in the bay because it's come from Richmond or Clapham, so you'd come through. I suppose because it's turning around, it's probably first service of the day sort of thing. What if it does that in reality? What if the first service of the day does start from the bay? One of those weird, like, people that like ticking off obscure services will travel there just to get that because there's only one service a day that starts from the bay at Willie's Den. There we go. Hi, Connor. You're a bit late. You're about to finish. After all that, no one got on anyway. There's literally no one here. Third row because North London line was electrified using DC. Freight clearance make overhead difficult. Ah, it's freight. Okay, no, okay, I see the point of that then. Okay. I'm sure I click relinquish service. Yeah, that's not liking that then, is it? How long am I streaming for? Just about to end, because, you know, normal time. Well, there we go. that was a thing. That ended after all that. So there we go. Steve has been 65% professional. Oh, it's because it's a scenario. Ah, yes. See, I'm not used to doing scenarios. It's not a Timmy table. That's why. So yes, there we go. More trains back next Tuesday where I'm going to do whatever route I said I was going to do. Not Southeastern. One of them. One with the train. Yeah, there we go. Tomorrow night, though, new game time with Moving Simulator. Oh, yeah, the new train, the 805 next week. That's right, on the West Coast Main Line. Yeah, Monday night. Yeah, sorry, Nige. Tomorrow night, Moving Simulator. Thursday, we got some Power Wash Sim. Friday night is going to be Escaping Prison, or stopping people in escaping prison. Saturday night, some trucking and tunes. And then Sunday lunchtime, back on the farm, jumping rivers. So there we go. So thanks to you line chat then for keeping me company throughout that one. Those that are watching football can carry on watching the football now. Thanks to people that did things. Hang on. Story time will be coming back, by the way. I just need to find the right story. Although I've got an idea. Thanks to Sim for the resubscribey thing and for the bits, and for Trent and Nico for doing no moderation whatsoever. Thank you indeed. There we go. I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night to do some moving about. Until then, if you have been, I really need to lie down now. I shouldn't stream. I'm going to retire. Thanks very much for watching.